G'day guys, or welcome to another layout. Thanks for joining me. This one is one of those, look, I'm going to preface this whole thing with how difficult is it to scrapbook sport? I'm just chucking it out there. It's, the gymnastics, you know, the more bling the better, but when it comes to football, I really have to think about it. So, bear with me. On this layout, I decided to pull out my stitched die ovals. I bought these ages ago. There's only a couple, I think there's like 4 or 5 in the set. So you kind of got to use your imagination when you're using them because there's not a lot of scope with it. But I thought I'd go with ovals because 1, I don't scrap with ovals very often, but 2, the football is oval. So, you know, stick with my linking here. This is my thought process. I'm linking them up. Now, I just used the colour, the Distress Oxide colour faded jeans. And this one is Lumberjack Plaid. As you can see, I feel like I need to re-ink my Lumberjack Plaid. I've barely used it, but it feels really dry. So I will be in the market for purchasing some Lumberjack Plaid re-inker, I think, just to make it a bit juicier, especially leading into Christmas, because, you know, it's a Christmassy colour. So I love it, and it just gold and silver all pops on that on the top of this colour. So if you're up for a colour for Christmas, get yourself one of these. So what am I scrapping? I'm scrapping a team photo. You might remember last week, it may even be the week before, when I did some footy photos of Angela with the team and some game shots, all that sort of thing. This particular photo just didn't fit on the page. Like it was not going to work in with everything else. So I decided there and then I was going to make a separate layout with it. And I'm happy with how it turned out. I find it is a difficult subject to be overly creative with. I am challenging myself though, because I do have some more photos up my sleeve, and I'm going to challenge myself to using them slightly differently. Now, instead of just using my ink pad, I used my my Wild Honey spray, and I just sprayed, you saw me there, just splotch, 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 but I used my brush. It's Distress Oxide, Distress Oxide. I'm not crossing over inks and oxides. Always remember that, because if you can use oxide on top of ink and cross over with your brush, but you can't go the other way, inks on top of oxides, because you'll wreck your Distress ink pads. That came out, I hope that came out right. I have had such a massive day yesterday, and this morning I'm doing a heap of voiceovers in a row, and I have hay fever. So doesn't this sound like a wonderful combination? Don't you just want to be me? So yeah, so this is the team photo. Obviously I've got tape over the players because, you know, copyright, all that sort of stuff. So I decided to pull out my Lunar paste. Haven't used Slippery When Wet for a while. And the one thing I want to stress to you guys with mixed media, your different mediums that you buy, all the different mediums that you buy, they don't last forever. So you need to use them. I'm not saying use them all up on one layout because the next time you go to use them, they'll be dried out. I don't mean that. I mean, you know, like this particular Lunar paste was, I think it was the first one I ever bought, to be honest. And I've still probably got a third, probably a third in that bottle. I do know of a few people that pop either some Glad Wrap or some Press and Seal into it so that the air doesn't get to it. I haven't done that because I use mine quite a lot, so I'm not too worried about that. Very, very few things go bad on me before I use them. So, but I'm giving you guys the heads up. Now, you can see here, obviously, I am going to put a border around my page because I love my borders. I have done a couple of layouts, though, without borders. This was me just mucking around the other day. I never even got back to doing it. I was going to stitch that, and I was doing that while I was looking after my niece and nephew. Oh, my nephew didn't come over, just my niece. And I never got around to it because we were doing Zentangles instead. So there you go. Now, I did put this down slightly crooked. It does bug me, but I get over myself, and it's not all about perfection. Am I right? I'm wrong, aren't I? We all like perfection. It's okay. It's all good. I got over it. It's fine. So I was having a few phone calls and a few bits and pieces going on with my father-in-law in the background. And he's not improving, just to give everyone the heads up. He's not improving. He is, mother-in-law is stressing considerably. So it's kind of, yeah. See where I'm going with this? Can you see all my little footballs? I have my stars on there because obviously she's my star. I'm trying to see if these are going to work. If they're not going to work, are they too solid? Do they need to be... I'm just putting them all on there, just seeing how overwhelming it is. I don't use all of them. Spoiler alert, because, you know, that's just crazy. But what I decided to do was I was trying to create sort of an arrow to the other side of the page to sort of draw your eye from the photo, but to the title as well, kind of thing, using ovals. Not my easiest feat, let me tell you. It was not the easiest thing to do. The colours are obviously the Lions colours, Moreton Bay Lions, Brisbane Lions, who incidentally are in the grand final. Can we just say? Grand final. Woo! Just saying. So, yes. So I put these down and I just decided, you know what? Because I'm over processing this layout so much, I decided to switch my gears and go into a power scrap mode. Just go power scrap and just put it down and just make the decision. Stop overthinking it. So as you can see, that looks a little bit mumble jumbled, but in true power scrap style, just do it, make it, put it down, get it on the paper, and move on to the next step. Because that's what I always say, just 2 more steps. Just 2 more steps. You will go from horrid to hero in 2 steps. It's either going to make it or break it. That's basically what it is. And you can always remove your photo. You can always chuck out that little bit of cardstock. Yes, you've lost a bit of time, but at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with your layouts. And, you know, as you can appreciate, I scrap at least 6 layouts a week and video them and voice over them and all that sort of bizzo for you guys. And obviously for myself too, because I absolutely love scrapbooking. Like, it is my favorite thing in the whole world. And other than my family, my children, but this is a joy for me. I absolutely love this. I love the challenge of it's a blank canvas, now go. See what you can create. I love that. I just love it. Now, we are so close to October. This one is going up on Wednesday the 27th of September. So, Keep It Simple September is nearly finished. So, I'll be honest with you, I've actually really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed stopping myself and coming back a little bit and going, haha, now stop. Don't keep going. Because I love to just keep putting the things on and the extra bits. I like a clean layout, but I like my bling as well. So sometimes I struggle with stopping. So yeah, if you can hear my chair, by the way, my chair is eons old. I bought it secondhand for $50. It was in great nick, but that was about 6 or 7 years ago. And let's just say it's a bit wonky donkey now, and it's making more creaks and groans than floorboards on a Friday night. So it's, yeah, unfortunately, I need to have a sip of my coffee because it's very early here. And, early coffee. Cheers. Oh, God, I love coffee. Now, I'm going around with my black Posca paint pen. The reason I'm using my Posca paint pen here is because it goes over the top of the Lunar paste beautifully. Because I've done the oxides, I haven't oxidized them with the water, but they're red and the blue, the faded jeans and the lumberjack plaid. It just got it. The Posca paint pen just goes over the top of that stuff beautifully. So as long as it's fully dry, don't do what I do. Do as I say, not as I do, because I can tell you, if you run over something wet, you know, maybe a gloss spray. I do have the Dina Wakley gloss spray. Yep, killed a paint pen with that. Whoops. Yeah, that was $5 well not spent and well not used. I even considered if I'd be able to get the paint out of that pen into another pen, like, the ultimate Scrooge. Now, I think going around these with the black Posca paint pen, I think it helped them. And I'm trying to tie in that arrow going from the right to the left. See, it's sort of forming an arrow, and the photo is the focal point, and it's pointing towards the title. Now, my title is actually straight, by the way. I did check that. It looks a little wonky there, but it's because of the stars and because of the way I've sat the oval. I thought it was crooked too, but it's not. So what I decided to do, instead of adding more bling, instead of adding more stuff, I was going to use my third black point, which is, obviously I've got my black border. I've then drawn a black border. I've got my black title, and I've done my black around my stars and my ovals. So I thought, why not just use the same black and just sort of, it's drawing your attention to it, but it's kind of like, you know, when you're screaming and you can see the voice. I know I sound really like a whack job now, right? Yeah, but it's, you can see it going forward. That's what I was trying to do without doing lines, without doing arrows. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Did it work? Did it not work? I'm really not sure. So I am absolutely loving how this turned out in the end. It was a bit of a struggle. I do have a couple more AFL photos to scrap. So wish me luck. I am coming back here. I was just having a bit of a moment there. So just bear with me. I'm going to try and come up with something that is uniquely, maybe I can do a cut file. Maybe that will work. I'm not sure. But this is not a subject matter that I'm used to scrapping because it is new to us. So obviously gymnastics is easy. You've got all the bling, you've got all the girly hype, the colours, but footy's a little different. But I like that because it gives me a challenge. Now, everything I've used on here, so the background is Wild Honey, Distress Oxide Spray, Wild Honey. Lumberjack Plaid is the red. The blue is Faded Jeans. The Lunar Paste is Slippery When Wet. I put it through my very, very old, well-used star stencil. It's one I just picked up from Wish or something like that years ago. And then my Posca paint pen. And I did all that with the bullet tip, except for this bit. I did pull out the thinner one just to draw a little bit more attention out to the border. Sometimes if you just do a couple little lines like that, it just adds that little bit extra. So here it is, guys. This is my layout. Let me know what you think. All the shimmery shine, the footy, the dots, it's still simple. It's only a stencil and some paste and a couple of ovals. So it still comes into Keep It Simple September. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below. Don't forget to do all the things like subscribe, all that sort of thing. And I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now, guys.